Okay, so here's your bell ringer answer from Thursday's question. Thursday's question gave you a link to some Pew Research information on demographics. And it asks about some demographic information about Muslim families, the number of babies they're having versus Christian families. And then you're asked to think about some of the possible demographic implications. And since this is a cultural geography element, we are talking about Muslims, religion, Christian religion. Those are cultural components. And we're tying this back to demographics. This is a great thing to do for the AP exam. If you're not really thinking on your feet, you tend to read this question and think, well, this is a demographics piece. This is about population. We're in a unit based on culture. Mr. DeMoss made a mistake. It's the context of religion that's shaping this. All right. So some things to consider. The question of why is this happening? Predominantly Islamic countries tend to be less economically developed. They tend, and as a result, tend to be in stages 2 and 3 of demographic transition. Christian countries, on the other hand, some of them are in stages 2 and 3 of demographic transition, such as Central and South American countries or some sub-Saharan African countries. But others, a fairly large number, the United States, Canada, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, Australia, those are more developed countries. They are somewhere between the end of stage 3 all the way through stage 4 and stage 5. So some of what is going on isn't just religion, it's an economics component as well. So if we think about how some of this is going to impact the importance of parts of the world that have Islamic populations versus the importance of parts of the world that are Christian dominated. In the projected future from this research study, you're going to have countries that have an increasing labor supply, an increasing consumer base, and they're going to disproportionately be Muslim. And so in the United States, this will manifest itself as a country that has a declining birth rate, especially amongst its Christian population, and a rising birth rate, especially amongst its new immigrant Muslim population. This means that our daycare centers, elementary schools, later high schools, and eventually colleges and universities will see more and more students that are practicing Islam, not Christianity. Think about all of the assumed norms of a Christian-dominated society. Holidays, the way things are celebrated, the way the calendar functions. Those things will start to become less common as you have more and more students that are Muslim. The consumerism would be the same way. Think about which holidays become major consumer-driven elements. Consider the challenges of running an educational system when the bulk of your students practice a religion that maybe goes with a different language. And so you have multilingual students who know English but also know, say, Arabic. All right. On the other side of things, consider the aging, declining populations of the Christian world. So now our final question would be, why is this happening beyond just basic demographics? Both religions believe and practice in the idea of having high rates of natural increase. So why is it that we see the Christian world that's not very functional, and in the Muslim world it still is pretty functional? And this is where we come back to, no matter what the religion preaches, there is still the reality of the cultural norm due to economic development. Think about the role of women in societies. Traditional Christian societies tend to be male-dominated, and traditional Islamic societies tend to be male-dominated. But when you mix in things like lack of economic development, increased rates of urbanization, the Muslim world still has a diminished role for women in society. The Christian world has some countries where that is disappearing. Think about things like the GEM that we studied that talked about gender empowerment and how the countries of the Muslim world did not score well in GEM measures. Okay, I hope that helps you out with your bell ringer question for Thursday. On Monday, I'll be posting the answer for Friday's bell ringer. Do not forget that you have AP classroom assignments to do. You have bell ringers and 3 for 3s you could be doing. I've already posted videos for Dead Guy Music Friday. So I don't want to overwhelm you. These are all things that can help you. The only thing that I expect that will get done is the AP classroom lessons. Okay? Those need to be a priority, but the other things are all meant to help you do well on those assignments. So stay safe, have a good weekend, try not to do anything stupid.